comes to the fitness world, motivations right now, it's really just to keep on building from where we've gotten so far. And so I say that because I look back and I remember the times where I didn't even consider myself worthy of competing with, the people that I've been running with or working out with over the last couple of years. So now it's just a matter of remaining consistent, continuing to push forward, always seeking out the opportunity when it comes to fitness. I just kind of think back a couple months ago with COVID coming around the corner, and all I kept thinking to myself was, man, this is just an opportunity to knock out miles, to be alone with my thoughts, to not necessarily be fighting for a race, but really just kind of fighting for myself and pushing myself to the distance. And so when I think about my fitness goals in the near future, it's really more to learn a little bit more about myself and how far I can take myself when the state of the world is a little bit isolated. So when it came to running my first marathon, a part of it was a pipe dream, a part of it was proving to myself that I can do something that at the time I thought was crazy. And what was amazing about my first marathon experience was that it was an opportunity to shed some personal weight, if you will, mental weight, in terms of using the marathon as a catapult to tell a story. My first time training for a marathon, I remember every mile being a milestone, if you will, for lack of a better term there, meaning that the first time I ran 10 miles was just as exhilarating as the first time that I ran 5 miles. And every single time I kept upping the barrier, I learned a little bit more about myself, my capability, up until race day, where I'll never forget what miles 23 to 26 felt like in the heat of the moment, with your legs feeling like they're going to collapse on you. And so marathon training, it's a journey in and of itself. It's where you learn what your mind can handle just as much as what your body can handle. Those moments of self-doubt are some of the greatest moments of the journey, because it's when purpose really becomes revealed and when you start to uncover what your true potential is. In order to find your true potential, as cliche as it sounds, it's really about exiting your comfort zone. And I truly 100% mean that. It means surrounding yourself with people who scare you. And that's essentially what I did when I took on some of my most my most extreme fitness challenges. I found people that legitimately scared me when it came to their work ethic, when it came to their drive, when it came to their routine. And I just made it a purpose to surround myself with those people and to learn and to soak it all in and do my best to emulate what they were doing, until ultimately I got to a point where I felt like I could do it on my own, but still keeping in mind that I never would have gotten there without the community around me. This always goes back to the cornerstone piece of advice I got the first time I went for a run to challenge myself, and that advice was, whatever it is when it comes to running, is you can go as slow as you'd like, but whatever it is, don't stop. And so that's the number one piece of advice that I'd give to people who are starting off running in terms of ambitions to challenge themselves in terms of distance. Always maintain the mindset that you can go slow. You can even tiptoe in a running fashion, but whatever it is, don't stop. And understand that that will take you to further lengths than you could probably imagine. Aside from that, I always tell people, listen to your body. I've learned in my more recent years of running how important recovery is, and running is nothing if you don't incorporate the recovery aspect to it. When someone tells me that I can't do something, I'm so quickly reminded of everything that I have done. And so I smile, to be honest. If someone tells me that I can't do something, I smile because I know that time and again I've put that in motion, and I actually seek it out. I look for someone to tell me that I can't do something. I have a tried and true formula, and I talk about it on all my platforms. And that formula is patience, perspective, and purpose. Those are the three things that I learned at such a young age that honestly, every element of my life, whether it was my professional life, whether it was my athletic ambitions, I've always looked back and thought to myself, there was a child who fought cancer, who couldn't fit in, who no matter which way kind of life threw him, things weren't working out. But there were these three elements that were consistent, and they always yielded success. And so I remember the times when, as a child, I was told that I couldn't get the results I want when I want them. And patience was just so important to me back then. The idea of perspective. My parents consistently reminding me that I was dealt the cards I was dealt because I was built to handle them. And then purpose. The idea of being in those moments of discomfort, being in those situations where I had to learn in the hardest of circumstances, that's where I unleashed what I'm truly capable of. So everything in my life, whether it was navigating my way through the financial crisis, whether it was training for my first marathon and ultimately for a half Ironman, whether it was changing industries from a career perspective, writing break barriers, everything always came down to those three elements: patience, perspective, and purpose. When it comes to fitness and pretty much anything else, if there's one thing I want people to know about me, is that from the very beginning, there was nothing special. No special talent, no special ability, not even a special work ethic. There was a mentality, there was a mindset, and that's what I applied. And what I really want people to take away from this is, if I can do it, you can do it, and I'm here probably as my mission to be a living testimony to that. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish, it's possible.